Title: They don't lock you up here. They remove you from the world. True story inspired. Chapter 1. Gone without leaving. The door closed. It did not slam. It did not shake. It closed slowly. But the sound stayed. Deep, heavy, final. Ethan stood still. He did not move. He listened. Nothing. No voices. No footsteps. No noise at all. Just silence. The kind of silence that feels big, bigger than the room, bigger than him. This was not a normal prison. Ethan could feel it right away. He looked around. The room was small, very small. Gray walls, a bed made of hard material, a metal sink, a toilet, no windows you could open, no pictures, no colors, no life, just space, empty space. A voice came from above him, cold, flat. Stand still. Ethan did not answer. He just stood there, faced the wall. He turned slowly. His hands felt tight, not from cuffs, but from fear, real fear. He had been in prison before. He knew noise. He knew shouting. He knew fights. But this was different. This place was quiet, too quiet. Time passed. He did not know how long. There was no clock, no sound to follow. No way to count. Then a small metal slot opened in the door. A tray came in. Food. No face. No words. Just a tray. Then the slot closed again. Ethan stared at it. He walked slowly. Sat down. Picked up the tray. Everything felt slow. Like his body was heavy. Like the room was pulling him down. He ate. But he did not taste the food. He just ate. Because that is what you do. After that, nothing, no sound, no movement, no change, just silence again. He stood up, walked 3 steps, turned, 3 steps again. That was all the space he had. 3 steps. That was his world now. 3 steps wide, 3 steps long. He stopped, looked at the wall. It was smooth, too smooth, no marks, no scratches, no signs of anyone before him. Like no one had ever been there. But he knew that was not true. People had been there. Many people. But nothing stayed. That was the first thing this place took. Signs. Proof. Memory. Everything was clean. Too clean. Later, the voice came back. Prepare for movement. Ethan's heart beat faster. Movement meant something new. Maybe he would see someone. Maybe he would hear a voice. Stand at the door. He did it. The door opened. 2 guards stood there, quiet, still, watching. Turn around. He turned, hands behind your back. He followed. Cold metal closed around his wrists. Tight. Walk. He walked. The hallway was long. Bright lights above. But no sound. No talking. No other people. Just steps. Slow steps. They stopped. A door opened. He stepped inside. A small space. Like a box. The door closed behind him. Then another door opened in front. He stepped out again. Every move controlled. Every step watched. No mistakes. No freedom. They took him outside. But it was not really outside. High walls all around. Concrete. Gray. Above him, a small piece of sky. Blue. Far away. He looked up. For a moment, he felt something. Then it was gone. Because even the sky felt far, like it did not belong to him anymore. Time, the voice said. That was it. Back inside. Same process. Same silence. Back to the cell. The door closed again. Slow. Heavy. Final. Ethan sat on the bed. His hands rested on his legs. Still, he tried to think, but his thoughts felt slow, like they were stuck. He tried to remember something simple. A sound. A voice, a face, but it was hard, very hard, because this place was already changing him. He could feel it, not outside, inside. That night, he lay on the bed, eyes open, listening, waiting, but nothing came. No noise, no voice, no life, just silence, deep silence. Then something strange happened. He started to miss noise. Any noise. Even bad noise, even shouting, even anger, because silence like this feels like nothing, and nothing can be heavy, very heavy. He turned his head, looked at the wall again. Same gray wall, same empty space. Then he whispered softly, "Hello?" No answer. Of course, there was no one. That was the point. This place was not just a prison. It was something else, something deeper, something colder. They did not just lock you inside. They removed you from people, from sound, from time, from the world. Ethan closed his eyes slowly. One thought stayed in his mind. I am still here. But even that thought felt weak, because in this place, being here does not feel real. Days passed, or maybe it was weeks. Ethan could not tell. He stopped trying to count, because counting did not matter anymore. Nothing moved forward. Everything stayed the same. Eat, sit, walk, sleep, repeat, over and over, like a loop, like time was broken. One day, he stood near the door, waiting. The tray came in again. Same food, same silence. But this time, he did not move right away. He just looked at it. Something inside him felt tired, not his body, his mind, his thoughts, like they were slowing down, like they were fading. He sat down slowly, picked up the tray, ate again. No taste, no feeling, just action. After that, he lay back, looked at the ceiling, gray, empty, just like everything else. Then he said something very quiet. I feel gone. No one answered, but deep inside, he knew something. This place was working, slowly, quietly, but very real. They did not need chains. They did not need noise. They did not need force, because this place did something else. It took everything away, piece by piece, until all that was left was silence and a person who slowly forgets what it feels like to exist. Ethan closed his eyes, and for the first time, he was not thinking about getting out. He was thinking about something else. How long until I forget everything? The silence did not answer. It never does. Chapter 2, When Time Stops. Ethan woke up, or at least he thought he did. In this place, it was hard to know. There was no morning light, no sound of people starting their day, no signal that time had moved forward, just the same gray ceiling, the same quiet air, the same feeling. He sat up slowly. His body moved, but his mind felt slow, like it was still asleep, or maybe like it never fully woke up anymore. He looked at the wall, then at the door, then back at the wall again. Everything looked the same, exactly the same. Nothing changed. Nothing ever changed. That was the hardest part. Not pain, not fear, but sameness, endless sameness. He stood up, walked 3 steps, turned, 3 steps back. Again, again, again. He didn't think about it. His body just did it, like it had learned the pattern, like it didn't need his mind anymore. That was new. Before he tried to think, tried to stay aware, tried to stay in control. Now, he just moved, like a routine, like a machine. The slot opened. A tray came in, same as always. Ethan looked at it, but this time, he felt nothing. No hunger, no interest, no reaction, just emptiness. The voice came from the speaker. Take your meal. He didn't move right away, not because he was refusing, but because he didn't feel the need. The words reached him slowly, like they had to travel far. Take your meal, the voice repeated. Ethan blinked, then moved, slowly, picked up the tray, sat down, ate. No taste, no feeling, just action. That was becoming normal. After he finished, he placed the tray down and sat still, very still. Minutes passed, or hours. He didn't know. Then something strange happened. He heard a sound, very small, very soft, like a whisper. He froze, listened, nothing. He waited, still nothing. His heart beat a little faster, because in this place, any sound feels big, even if it's small. He looked around. The same walls, the same empty space. No one is here, he whispered, but his voice sounded strange, like it didn't belong to him, like it came from far away. He shook his head slightly, trying to clear his thoughts, trying to stay focused. But it was harder now, much harder. His mind didn't stay still. It moved in strange ways, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes not at all. That was the danger, not knowing what your mind would do next. Later, prepare for movement. The voice again. Ethan stood, slow, quiet. The door opened. Same guards, same silence, same steps, everything the same. He walked down the hallway, but this time it felt longer, like it never ended, like he was walking in circles. Even though he wasn't, he kept his eyes forward, like he was told, but his thoughts, they were not forward. They were drifting, slipping away. They took him to places he could not control. Memories, faces, voices, things from before, things from outside. He saw a street. He heard laughter. He felt sunlight. For a moment, it felt real. Then it was gone, just like that. And he was back, in the hallway, in silence, in control, or at least trying to be. They took him to the yard again. Same concrete, same walls, same sky. He looked up. The sky was still there. But now, it felt different. Not far, not close, just empty, like it didn't matter anymore. He sat down, didn't move, didn't think, just sat. Time passed. Time. Back inside. Same steps, same doors, same system. Back in the cell. Ethan sat on the bed, hands resting on his knees, eyes forward. Still. Then the whisper came again, soft, low. Hey! Ethan froze. His eyes moved slowly. But there was no one. Who's there? He whispered. No answer. Just silence. Then again, hey! This time it sounded closer, clearer, but still, there was no one. Ethan stood up quickly, looked around. Nothing, just the same empty cell. His breathing became faster. Stop, he told himself. Stay calm. Because he remembered something. Control. That was important. Very important. But his thoughts didn't listen. They kept moving. Fast now. Too fast. Hello, he said louder. No answer. But the silence felt different now. Not empty. Not calm. But full. Full of something he could not see. That was worse. Much worse. He sat down again. Put his hands on his head. Closed his eyes. Trying to block it out. Trying to stay in control. But the more he tried, the harder it became. Because now, his mind was not just quiet. It was changing. Slowly. Deeply. And he could feel it. That night, he didn't sleep. He lay on the bed, eyes open, watching nothing, thinking everything, or nothing at all. He didn't know. He heard the whisper again, soft, then gone, then back. Not clear, not real, but not fake either. Something in between. And that was the problem. He could not tell what was real anymore. Morning came, or what felt like morning. The routine started again. But Ethan was not the same. He moved slower, thought less, felt less, but at the same time, something inside him was louder, more unstable, more dangerous, because losing the world outside was only the first step. Now, he was starting to lose something else, something deeper, himself. He looked at the wall, same gray wall, but now it didn't feel empty. It felt like it was watching him, like it knew, like it understood what was happening. Ethan whispered one more time, I'm still here. But the words felt weak, because even he was not sure anymore. And that was the truth. In this place, they don't need to lock you up forever. They just remove you until you slowly disappear, even while you're still alive. Chapter 3. When you disappear, Ethan opened his eyes. Or maybe they had never really closed. In this place, sleep didn't feel real anymore. It came and went without warning, like everything else. He lay on the bed, looking at the ceiling, gray, still, endless. He didn't move, not because he couldn't, but because he didn't feel the need to. That was new. Before he tried to think, tried to stay active, tried to hold on. Now, he just stayed, quiet, empty, Still, the speaker turned on. Stand for count. The words came, but they felt far away, like they were not meant for him, like they were meant for someone else. Stand for count, the voice repeated. Ethan blinked, slowly. Then he stood, slow, careful, like his body was moving on its own, like he was just watching it happen. The door stayed closed. The count finished. Silence returned. Ethan sat back down. Same spot, same position. Hands on his knees. Eyes forward. Still, very still. Time passed. But time didn't matter anymore. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel like it was moving. Everything felt stuck. Like one long moment that never ended. The tray came. The slot opened. Food inside. Ethan looked at it. No hunger. No feeling. Just a shape. Just an object. Take your meal. He reached out. Slow. Picked it up. Ate. Chewed. Swallowed. No taste. No thought. Just action. Like a machine. When he finished, he sat there, holding nothing, feeling nothing. That was the new normal. Later, movement was called. Prepare for movement. Ethan stood. The door opened. Guards stood there. Same faces. Same silence. Same control. Turn around. He turned, hands behind his back. Cuffs on. Tight. But he didn't react. He didn't feel it. He didn't feel much at all. Walk. He walked. Slow. Even. Perfect. No mistakes. Because now, he didn't think about mistakes. He didn't think at all. They moved through the hallway. Long. Bright. Empty. But Ethan didn't see it. Not really. His eyes were open. But his mind was somewhere else. Or nowhere at all. They reached the yard. The door opened. He stepped outside. The sky was there. Blue. Wide. Open. But it didn't feel big. It didn't feel free. It didn't feel like anything. He looked up, but there was no emotion, no wonder, no memory, just a blank stare. Because now, the outside world meant nothing. It was gone, completely gone. He sat down, same place, same position, didn't move, didn't think, didn't feel. The guards watched. Quiet, always quiet. Time. Back inside. Same steps, same doors, same system. Back in the cell, the door closed. Slow, heavy, final. Ethan sat on the bed, looked at the wall. The same gray space. But now, it felt different. Not because it changed, but because he had. He tried to remember something. A face, a name, a sound. But nothing came. Just emptiness. Like those things were never there. Like they never existed. That was the final step. Not losing control. Not feeling fear. But losing memory. Losing connection. Losing meaning. The voice came again. Soft. Very soft. Are you still there? Ethan didn't answer. Because he didn't know. That was the truth. He didn't know. He sat still. Eyes open. Breathing slow. But inside, there was nothing. No thoughts. No questions. No resistance. Just space. Empty space. The voice spoke again. This place takes everything. No reaction. No movement. No noise. No people. No time. Still nothing. And then it takes you. Silence. Deep silence. Ethan blinked once. Slowly. But it meant nothing. Because now, he wasn't holding on anymore. He wasn't trying anymore. He wasn't even thinking about leaving. Because leaving did not exist in his mind. The world outside did not exist. Only this place. This room. This silence. This system. That was everything. And when something is everything, you stop questioning it. You stop fighting it. You become part of it. That was the end. Not loud. Not violent. Not sudden. But quiet. Slow. Complete. Ethan stood when he was told. He sat when he was told. He ate when he was told. He slept when it happened. No thought. No feeling. Just movement. Just routine. Just control. Perfect control. But not his control. The system's control. And that was the truth. They didn't lock him up. They didn't need to. Because something else happened, something deeper, something final. They removed him from the world, from time, from people, from himself. And what remained was a body in a room, in silence, still breathing, but no longer truly there. The speaker turned on one last time. Stand for count. Ethan stood, perfect, still, empty. The system continued. Everything worked. Everything stayed the same. Because in this place, nothing breaks, except the person inside it. And when that happens, there is nothing left to fix. Only silence, endless silence.